Morning, I'm KC. This is Keystone Curiosity, where we talk about all things unique to the state of Pennsylvania. Today's episode is going to be about French Creek State Park.
Located on the border of Berks and Chester Counties, French Creek State Park traces its lineage back to the days of the American Revolution.
Quick shout out to Lita Diorio for suggesting today's episode. There are a lot of really cool places all across Pennsylvania that I don't even know exist yet, and it's suggestions like these that help me to change that. So to you and all of those who leave suggestions, thank you. In the 1700s, the area around the river known as French Creek was still the original old-growth forest that had never been harvested. This would change in 1771 when an iron master by the name of Mark Bird would build a furnace in the area.
Hopewell Furnace, which I will be covering in a later episode, would immediately begin changing the terrain around it as fuel was needed for the fires of the furnaces. To create this fuel, woodsmen would cut down the untouched timbers of French Creek and burn the wood in kilns that limited the amount of oxygen whilst removing the moisture, leaving solid pieces of burnable but kind of burnt wood known as charcoal. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos about the state parks here in Pennsylvania, you've probably heard me say something similar to this already, but in order to provide enough charcoal for the fledgling industry of the United States, the forests around French Creek would be harvested extensively. As the old-growth forests were clear-cut, the once lush and vibrant hillsides would be transformed into treeless, barren wastes. After the local trees were gone, the fires of the furnace would need to find their fuel elsewhere, giving the forest of French Creek time to regrow, until it was harvested again, typically once every 25 years or so. This lasted until Hopewell Furnace closed for the final time in 1883, and the forest would finally get the chance to regrow in earnest.
Over the next 50 years, pine, oak, and various other hardwoods would take root and grow into the forest that we see today. The park, however, would have its roots based in the Great Depression.
United States President Franklin Delano Roosevelt would establish the Civilian Conservation Corps as an organization designed to create jobs through public work programs like the Hoover Dam and hundreds of parks all across the country. In 1935, 4,000 acres of what had once been Hopewell Furnace would be purchased by the United States government, and the CCC would begin work to transform the land into a park for the people of southeast Pennsylvania. The enrollees would build 2 dams, group camp lodges, multiple tent camping sites, beaches, roads, picnic areas, and begin the restoration process of Hopewell Furnace itself, all within about 7 years. They probably would have done more, but the activities of the CCC here and all across the country pretty much ended with the U.S. involvement in World War II. After the war, the federal government would set aside a little over 800 acres for Hopewell Furnace to be established as a National Historic Site under the National Park Service. The rest of the land would be deeded to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in 1946, marking the official birth of French Creek State Park.
And despite it being in one of the more densely populated areas of the state, it was a lot easier than I expected to find some actual peace and quiet.
Currently, French Creek covers just under 8,000 acres of land, with a variety of different activities available all across the park. 2 separate lakes allow opportunities for paddlers and boaters to enjoy their calm waters, while piers and trail access allow fishing for bass, walleye, and trout to those on shore. Swimming in the open waters of the lake is prohibited, but not at their pool, which is open to the public during the summer months from Memorial Day to Labor Day, though I do suggest you call ahead as they were closed on Tuesday and Wednesday in 2024. More than 30 miles of hiking trails are found throughout the park, ranging from easy strolls around the lakes and developed park grounds to tougher treks through the woods to the secluded beauty of the forest. This includes 8 miles of the Horseshoe Trail that connects Valley Forge National Park to the Appalachian Trail near Harrisburg.
While I personally enjoyed the variety within these activities themselves, what impressed me the most was the more unique aspects of the park.
Growing in popularity over the past few years, a disc golf course has been set up around Hopewell Lake, not far from where the pool stands, if you're not into all the sweating of hiking and sitting in the sun all day. Most impressively, they also have an orienteering course set up by the Delaware Valley Orienteering Association, which circles the Hopewell Lake in a short or long course that serves as an introduction to the sport.
It takes a bit of getting used to, but it's not as bad as you'd think. It's a pretty good challenge, actually.
To top it all off, camping at the park is as easily accessible as anyone could ask for. The lodges originally built by the CCC are now used for large groups, while smaller cabins are available for a peaceful, worry-free weekend for just the family. 201 individual campsites allow anyone with a tent, RV, or anything in between the chance to find or own a slice of nature for the night. No matter how you would prefer to camp, you will want to plan ahead by checking the DCNR's website, as the weekends usually fill up pretty quickly in the summer.
Regardless of how you like to spend your time outside, there was more than enough variety at French Creek to keep me satisfied for the entire day. So much so that I actually had to come back a second time just to get it all. Because of all that, and combined with the fact that it is as peaceful there as it is, despite being 45 minutes from either King of Prussia or Reading, I really can't recommend this place enough. And as per usual, I will be including a bunch of links in the description below to help you plan your trip to this prime example of Pennsylvania's beauty. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As per the usual, if you have any suggestions on where you'd like to see me go next, feel free to leave them in the comments below. In the meantime, hit that like and subscribe so that you can receive notifications about anything else near French Creek State Park or all across the state of Pennsylvania itself. But in the meantime, you'll have a good one.